What you doing here, woman? I thought you were supposed to be going to church.
Well, I was, but the Lord... James, there is dignity in all work. It's not the kind of work you do that gives you dignity, it's how well you do it. And when I was a maid, forgive me.
Good Times 1974. Cast reveals secrets few fans noticed. Hey folks, if you love Good Times as much as I do, this video will blow your mind. Don't forget to hit that like button now and turn on notifications so you don't miss any revelations about the behind the scenes of your favorite 70s show. A shocking truth was hidden behind the laughter and tears of Good Times, one of the most beloved TV shows of all time. Good Times brought the Evans family into our homes, showing strength and love in Chicago's tough Cabrini Green projects. But behind the cameras of this beloved sitcom, a different kind of drama was unfolding, filled with fights, sorrows, and secrets that most fans never knew. Get ready to have your childhood completely shaken by these bombshell revelations about Good Times. For many, John Amos was the strong center of the series as James Evans Sr., the hardworking father who kept his family together. He was seen as a rock, a guide for what was right, and a powerful example of a black father on television. But did you know he was fired from the show he helped make famous? John Amos had a clear vision for Good Times that went far beyond just making people laugh. He joined the show believing it would be about a strong, loving African-American family facing real problems, not just caricatures. As the first black father on TV with a complete family, he felt an enormous responsibility to portray a father who was the opposite of all the negative stereotypes about black men. As Good Times progressed, things changed dramatically. The character JJ, played by Jimmy Walker, became the most popular, and his catchphrase, "Dynamite," dominated the show. Amos was furious, believing JJ's character made black men look ridiculous. He felt the writers preferred to put a chicken hat on JJ and have him dancing and shouting "Dynamite," instead of creating truly important conversations. The arguments backstage at Good Times intensified, with Amos directly confronting the writers, most of whom were white, asking, "How long have you been black?" He even refused to film scenes he considered offensive, like when two white men were supposed to spit on the floor of James's home. Amos also fought for James to have a gun to protect his family after JJ was shot, but was denied. These strong opinions led to his dismissal from Good Times after the third season. His character was shockingly eliminated, killed in a car accident, leaving fans devastated and Good Times with an impossible void to fill. After leaving Good Times, John Amos had a brilliant career. He was nominated for an Emmy for his powerful role in the series' roots and appeared in classic films like Coming to America and Die Hard 2. He also had important roles in series like The West Wing. Years later, Amos and Norman Lear, the producer of Good Times, made peace. Amos called their relationship difficult, but in the end, a friendship. He was very emotional when they met again, feeling that all the old wounds had disappeared. And it wasn't just John Amos who had problems with Good Times. Esther Rolla, who played the powerful Florida Evans, was also dissatisfied with the direction the show was taking. Did you know that before Good Times, she made a demand that forever changed television? Rolla insisted that her character in Good Times have a husband, a strong black father in the series. She famously said that she could not contribute to the lie that black fathers don't care about their children. This strong position brought John Amos to the cast of Good Times as James Evans Sr., a revolutionary moment in American TV. Before Good Times, Esther Roll had a rich career in dance and theater. She first brought the character of Florida Evans to life as a housekeeper on the popular show Maude. When Good Times was being planned, her demand for a strong father on the show was a big deal, showing her deep belief in using television to share positive messages about black families. Like Amos, Rolla became increasingly unhappy with the direction of Good Times, especially with JJ's silly behavior. She openly criticized the character, calling him stupid, and saying that negative images were being inserted into Good Times through the eldest son. Her frustration, along with contractual problems, led her to leave Good Times after the fourth season. The show continued without her for a season, and Willona's character became more important. Some fans even questioned her choice of leaving her TV children, but her reasons were tied to her deepest beliefs about the show's purpose. Fans really missed Florida. CBS and the producers worked to bring her back, and Rowley agreed, but only under strict rules. She demanded more money, better scripts, and that JJ's character become more responsible. She also insisted that the character of Carl Dixon, whom Florida had married, be removed. She felt his lack of belief in God and Florida moving on so quickly after James's death went against the character's strong Christian faith. After Good Times, Esther Roll continued to shine. She won an Emmy Award in 1979 for her role in the TV movie Summer of My German Soldier. She also appeared in well-known films like Driving Miss Daisy and Rosewood. Esther Roll passed away in 1998 at the age of 78, leaving behind a lasting impact as a respected actress and a strong advocate for authentic black representation in Hollywood. And who could talk about Good Times without thinking of Jimmy Walker? His famous catchphrase, "Dynamite," instantly exploded in popular culture, making him the big star of Good Times. But that popularity came at a high price behind the scenes of the show. Jimmy's journey began in the tough South Bronx projects of New York. He loved basketball, but his skinny build led him to find his funny side through a special education program. He started in stand-up comedy, opening for groups like The Last Poets and even becoming the youngest MC at the famous Apollo Theater. His raw talent caught the attention of Norman Lear's casting director, which led him to Good Times. The show's director, John Rich, insisted that Walker use dynamite in every episode, a phrase that both Walker and Lear weren't sure about at first. But it worked, making JJ a big star and leading to products like Talking Dolls with his catchphrase. Walker himself revealed that he was never friends with Esther Rolla or John Amos during Good Times and felt sad because they despised his character. The tensions on Good Times were so strong that Jimmy Walker was the only main cast member who didn't attend Esther Roll's funeral. This shocking fact shows how many of the wounds from that period of Good Times never fully healed. And Janet Jackson on Good Times. You think of her as a pop superstar, but few know about the nightmare she lived through during filming. At just 10 years old, the producers of Good Times told her she was fat and needed to lose weight. Even more disturbing, when she began to develop, she was forced to bind her chest every day with wide strips of cloth to appear flatter. Janet played Penny Gordon Woods, the quiet, sweet girl who suffered abuse before being adopted by Willona. Her storyline was powerful and emotional, courageously addressing child abuse, a very serious topic rarely seen on TV at the time. Janet was already part of the famous Jackson family, performing with her brothers from a very young age. She began acting in variety shows and sitcoms like Good Times when she was just 10 or 11 years old. The challenges she faced backstage as a child actress are shocking. Janet revealed that it was deeply uncomfortable and humiliating, affecting her relationship with her own body for decades after Good Times. She also shared that her brother Michael would tease her about her weight, calling her names like pig or cow. While she believed his teasing wasn't meant to be malicious, it still hurt and changed how she felt about herself. These early experiences on Good Times marked the beginning of her struggles with body image, showing the dark side of being a child star. The laughter and lessons of Good Times touched millions of people. But as we've seen, the journey of Good Times was far from simple. The cast who brought these beloved characters to life faced their own battles, both personal and professional. Despite the conflicts and challenges, Good Times left an indelible mark on television history, breaking barriers and showing the real life of a black family in a way that no show had done before. The facts about the lives of the Good Times cast only make us appreciate their talent, their strength, and the lasting impact of a show that truly showed the good and bad times of an important era. Good Times was much more than just a TV show. It was a cultural movement that forever changed how black families were represented in American media. So, did you watch Good Times? Comment here. Who was your favorite character? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss our next revelations about the behind the scenes of the series that made history.